Hi there! Probably should have tidied up the shelf behind me, but, you know, this is just the level of friendship we've reached. I also have paint on my hands. I have been teaching art at a summer camp for the past 5 weeks, and when I haven't been teaching, I have been prepping materials and supplies and projects to be teaching, and I've also just been really exhausted. But I'm here now, and I do have plenty to tell you about, because the past 2 or 3 months were months. Before the 5 weeks of summer camp started, the territory dispute over my extra gum space was finally put to an end when I finally got my wisdom teeth removed. I am so much happier to have them outside of my mouth, where I can also carry them around with me in a handy little glow-in-the-dark necklace container. I'm also really hoping to add googly eyes to them and possibly attach a couple of them to the knuckles of a nice pair of gloves. Their removal was a fabulous experience. I would rate it about 7 out of 10. It does lose 3 points for being fairly painful and inconvenient, and also rendering me unable to drink from a straw for the week. I didn't get any footage of myself on surgery drugs, because while I was on said drugs, I didn't realize that they were actually affecting me in any way that would be at all entertaining, despite an enormous struggle to get any word out of my mouth sounding anything like itself, and also to keep scrambled eggs inside of it. So really, probably you're welcome for not having to watch food fall out of my mouth. The next milestone in my life reached without being vlogged about, or tweeted or Facebooked about for some reason, was buying my very first car, which is a white 93 Miata named Hortense. She has her share of endearing quirks, and she has also cost me quite a bit more than what I originally paid for her, because I have had to replace many of her organs, but she is my dragon and my baby, and I love her. I'm also counting car parts as internal organs, because mechanics are basically surgeons for cars, and regular surgeons are basically mechanics for people. So the organ of the day is transmission, because that was the first thing I had to replace in her. About a month after buying Hortense, I took the driver's exam, finally, for the first time, and failed horribly. I ran a stop sign for the first time ever while taking my driver's exam, and also drove worse in general than I've possibly ever driven before. The only thing I did well on the driver's exam was parking, which was the only thing that I was extremely nervous about beforehand, until getting into the car with the examiner, because then I was nervous about everything. But I retook the test a week later, and I got to take it in my own city instead of driving an hour and a half away, and this time I passed with flying colors, without even a single note from the examiner about what I needed improving on. The first place I drove to by myself was the dollar store to buy googly eyes and safety scissors. I almost got lost, and I almost ran into one of those orange construction barrel things, and then they were all out of googly eyes, and I never wanted to drive again, but I did, and I've had to drive quite a bit more since then for work, and it's gotten a lot better, and I can drive myself to the library whenever I want to, which is one of the most excellent things ever. And then I was on the interstate last week, and a guy cut his car in front of me without turn signals, because who needs those in Florida, and then stopped abruptly because of traffic, and I didn't stop quite in time without a little help from his back bumper. He was fine, and I was fine. His car wasn't even scratched, and Hortense is the toughest of cookies and is still going to be fully drivable as soon as I get her a new hood and bumper and light, which is going to be a lot of money, but riders do not abandon their dragons, especially after buying their dragons a bunch of new guts and finally having air conditioning again. Oh, also, after the car accident, I, in true Hannah form, obsessive thinker as always, said thank you to the guy who caused the accident at least 3 or 4 or 5 times. I guess for not being angry at me for the accident which he had caused. So that's what's been happening in my life. How has your summer been? Let me know in the comments below, and also recommend all of the punishments, because I didn't get a single video uploaded during June, and now I get to pay for it. I'm going to go and watch the Lego Movie finally, after hearing children rave to me about it for months, and I will see you eventually, probably while experiencing some lovely punishment. Bye!